Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Clash of Kings. Now, when we left off, we had just successfully captured ruins of Sarmel, and unfortunately, we have now become under siege. But I had enough time to head to... where was it? Was it Myr? I think it was Myr or potentially Tyrosh. Not entirely sure which one, but I believe I found a crossbow from one of those places, and... here it is. It is an incredibly expensive one, as you can no doubt see. It was around 5,000, so I did have to draw some out from our treasury, but luckily enough we were able to find that. And now, hopefully, we will not have to suffer too many issues with our bolt drop, indeed, so let us hope that we will be able to test it out in this siege. So, let us defend as best we can against the mighty onslaught of this 140 strong vassal from the Valentines' forces. Now, as you could see right there, Lord Waldon has actually changed his allegiance from the Iron Islands to the Westerlands. So that is rather good for him, I would say, because obviously the Westerlands are rather powerful at the moment. But I suppose we will meet him in the near future, I suppose, if and when the Westerlands actually declare war against us. I'm pretty sure they will sooner rather than later, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it, I suppose. So, here we are. We have 133 troops against 140. It is actually very even indeed, but we must remember that many of these troops were automatically garrisoned for us by deferring the appointment of a lord, of course. So yes, let us, without further ado, head in here, and we will see how our masterwork crossbow does. And, oh my. Okay, this is a little bit different for me, because of course we have not... well, we haven't really defended anything else apart from... what was it? I think Lordsport? We've defended Lordsport, and we've also defended Volantis. And I believe that is it, so this will be... oh my. Rather interesting, I think. Okay, so it appears, at the moment, that the damage is a lot better, but I am at the moment not necessarily seeing where the bolt is traveling to, so it appears I will have to be rather lucky in terms of headshots and so forth. So let us just make sure that we are able to take out the fellows with better armor. And wow, I just did 7 damage. That is not very good, I must admit. Well, 35, maybe I hit the fellow with the armor over there. That would be wonderful. Our elite reach crossbowmen are doing an excellent job, as per usual. And, oh my, there we are. We're not doing too badly. We're taking out a couple of their mounted Valentine skirmishers, which I suppose is going to be probably the most useful thing we can do at the moment, apart from, I suppose, killing the enemy vassals, or at least taking them out. And, oh my. We have a slaver camel rider in our midst. It appears that maybe that is one of the automatically garrisoned units. I was not aware of that. Okay. Maybe it was the fellow that we rescued from the prisoners? Not entirely sure about that, actually. Well, it's been quite a while since I've actually played Clash of Kings, so yes, we'll take a look after this. If he survives, I'm hoping that he will, so let us make sure that he does by assisting him the best that we can with our crossbow skills. I am unsure whether I should have bought more bolts, because I did see in the same shop that you could buy a large bag of steel arrows. Not entirely sure whether I should have done that, because at the moment I have 30, and it would have cost me another 2,000, which I actually didn't have at the time, and it would only give me 4 more bolts, so I don't really know whether that would have been too useful, but I suppose at the moment we're doing a reasonable job as it is, so I don't really think we need to worry too much about it. And oh my goodness, we're taking out quite a few units here, which is not too bad. I think we'd probably take out more with my two-handed sword, because of course that two-handed sword is absolutely amazing and wonderful to wield. But yes, it appears that, oh my, yes, the battlements are very crowded indeed, so I don't think we really need to worry too much about assisting them. So let us try... oh my goodness. That was so unfortunate. I was really hoping that we would be able to at least snipe one of the fellows that was attempting to get up the ladder. Well, I will attempt to get to the front of the line here, but I have a feeling that it is going to be rather difficult, although, is there a wall behind me? There is! There is a wall behind me. Okay, so I don't have to worry about the ledge, thank goodness. Let's get in there then. Let's do some damage with our two-handed sword. That is wonderful. Of course, it would be more wonderful if we didn't get blocked by our own units. That would be rather terrible, but oh. What is happening here? Oh, it appears we have the same issue with a couple of skirmishers down below. This is not going to be very pleasant. Okay, well, I suppose the best thing I can do is get some steel bolts from the wall here. Oh yes, let us take as many steel bolts as we potentially dare, and then we will do our very best. Oh, there we are. Okay, so I have 14. Wonderful. Maybe I will be able to take out yet another one of these fellows. This fellow is really taking his chances, and I took him out as a result. Okay, we have another person coming up here. I will hopefully be able to take him out as well, or one of our units will definitely be able to. Or, yes, my sword is too large for this small, close quarters area. Ah, my goodness. Can I please jump out here? I would be very grateful if I would be able to. Oh my goodness, I have a feeling that I may get catapulted in a bad direction. Oh my goodness, yes. There appears to be some issues right there. Okay, well, what I will do, is sneak on by, hopefully, yes. Now please let me jump out. Oh my goodness, it appears that there is a small issue with the hitbox of this veteran-mounted Valentine archer at the moment, and he is causing a very severe blockage. So he is cavalry. We definitely need to tell him to hold position back over there. So let us hopefully be able to move them in such a way. Okay, I will be cutting away, and once I have exited the castle successfully, I will cut back. Okay, so here we are. We have actually reached the ladder, and I am now outside, and there is... ooh. Quite a few... oh my goodness, yes, there's quite a few units here. This is where I am probably going to get taken out in no time at all, because of course they have a large amount of javelins and indeed ranged weapons, so let us hope that we can deal enough damage to them as quickly as we can to potentially take them out before they take us out. That is probably going to be my method here, my tactic. And, oh, hopefully not take too much damage, because we do have excellent armor on, so we should be okay, in theory. And my elite reach crossbowmen and various other skirmishers are attempting to assist us as well here, so that is rather nice. And there we are, that is the last unit to be taken out. I must say, it is incredibly difficult to get out on the ladder once you are inside the castle, so do bear that in mind if you are going to defend this particular fief. But of course, I think it may be due to some of my unit control that I may have had more issues than I would potentially want. Now, am I going to take this fellow prisoner? I probably am. So let's do that. Now, we will be taking as many units as we deem necessary, as you can see here. Nice amount of prisoners. Maybe we could find a ransom broker. That would be rather nice. I think I will probably let our units take a lot of the loot here, because at the moment we don't necessarily need to take any of that. So that is wonderful. There are only 23 units stationed here now, but we have a huge amount of units leveled up, which is wonderful, so we can hopefully be able to head on to the next fief. So yes, there are the Slaver camel riders, and it appears that they were doing an excellent job at the beginning of the siege, and I would like to take a look at his stats. And he has quite a bit in Iron Flesh, but he's level 1. This is very strange indeed. I had no idea that he was going to be so beastly. Oh my goodness. Well, he has a one-handed axe, but it appears he was able to take out so many units, so yes, good on him, I suppose. I will commend him with some sort of honorary medal, and we will then head on with him in our party. And I think we are in high enough health to be able to do just that, so let us head on to the nearest fief. I believe this is probably going to be our next target, because I believe we'd have to go all the way around if we wanted to get to Valasar, and that would not be too wise, I think, potentially. Let us see how many there are stationed. I have a bad feeling about this, actually. 432, oh no. Okay, only 10 Lancers. They don't actually have any cataphracts either, which is absolutely amazing to hear about. And, what else are we going to do? Are we actually going to head back to Volantis or to Valon and send out some recruiters that just get taken out? It's probably not going to work out too well, is it? Well, I have faith in my units. I have a feeling that we will be able to push through, or at least do a significant amount of damage, so that we will be able to return, potentially, with a new force, and then take it on, but, okay. Well, before we head in, I must just mention that one of you has been mentioning that I should probably use the Pot of Wildfire in a siege. Now, the only reason why I am not is because I believe this is not refreshable, so you cannot actually refresh the amount of charges you have to use, which is, yes, I would like to say something I would like to keep, potentially, for a rather difficult siege, one that is maybe equivalent to that of Pike, because Pike, as we all know, was very difficult for me in particular, and I'm thinking maybe if we are able, in the end, we will be able to head on to King's Landing, and maybe use them there, but who knows. Maybe if in a future version, not entirely sure whether there will be a future version, but if in a future version it would be maybe rather nice if we could complete a quest to be able to recharge these 9 projectiles, I suppose. But it is a very powerful weapon, so I would not like to waste it on something such as this, but we will see how this goes before I actually eat my words, but nevertheless, 4 hours it will take, and oh my goodness, it appears we have a real-time event. You summon 2 men to decide their fate. One is a knight, while the other is a man-at-arms sworn to the same knight. It seems what happened is that the knight didn't have enough tribute to pay his man, so the man-at-arms took the knight's daughter to his own bed and had his way with her. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we have a couple of options here. One of them is incredibly small font, so hopefully I will be able to read it. The first option will be to gouge the man-at-arms. He violated the knight's honor, which does seem like that is probably the truth. Punish the knight, he failed in his duty, that is also true. And let's have a look here. Ask to see the daughter, and when she is brought forth, you decide it was punishment enough that the man at arms had to sleep with her. Oh my, hire the man for your own warband. Huh. I would actually like to do that, because we really need the units. And the last option is compensate the knight for this crime out of your own coffers and pay the man-at-arms the coin due to him, then hang him. Oh well, this particular real-time event seems to have a rather amusing tone to it. So I think, considering I would like the unit, we're going to go for the amusing option. Why not? We lose honor, but we gain a unit. So I suppose that is okay. And whoa, they're actually offering us 6,800 dinars. Is this fellow the leader of the faction? I am not entirely sure. I'm not familiar with this faction for some reason. Well, should I? I think it might be a good idea. 6,800 dinars, that's actually a really large amount, and I wouldn't like to lose any more honor. So I think we will be accepting that this time around. And now we are ready for the assault. So let us head in. Okay, so first things first, we need to make sure that we survive the initial barrage of javelins. No. Okay, I'm going to get my shield out for this. Let's hope that none of them will penetrate the defenses that we are currently holding up here with all of our units. We do only have a very small elite force to combat their units, and oh my goodness, Carver was already taken down. That is not good. That is not a good sign at all. I was hoping that he would survive at least a couple of kills, but it appears that we will have to deal as many blows as we can to the enemy, as Carver would like us to, so let us do this. Okay, we need to be a little bit cautious with our strike positioning here now, because I have a feeling that if we head in, we are going to be surrounded and indeed killed, so let us be cautious as best we can. I am attempting, I don't know whether you can see, but I am attempting to clear the way for our units so that they are able to enter the battlements as best they can. Come on, guys, let's do this. Oh, we're actually not doing a bad job at all, and we do have a couple of our units at the front here. We seem to be clearing the battlements rather well in front of us, as you can see. And maybe I can get in here now? Yes, there we are, we're in. And now let's do some damage. Maybe. Okay, oh, I think I need to stand in this particular location to be able to swing my large two-handed sword around, so yes, let's hope that I am not going to be pushed out of this area by huge amounts of damage incoming from their mounted skirmishers. Oh no. Okay. Okay, we're doing fine. We're actually clearing the way rather nicely, I must admit. Okay, I was not expecting this so quickly, but oh my. Okay, be careful. We do need to block a little bit here. And okay, that is fine. Now, oh my goodness, I didn't know that we were actually getting flanked very successfully indeed. The units of our enemies appear to be tactical geniuses, or at least they probably have a barracks nearby and they're able to stream out here no problem at all, but nevertheless it was a rather nice fluke for them to be able to spawn over here. Come on, let's take it down and hopefully be able to take them down in the process. Oh yes, there we are. That is very nice indeed. So, do they spawn from over there? I do not believe so. No, they spawn from down there. So I do need to make sure that our archers do not get taken out too heavily. Oh my goodness. There's a huge amount of units coming over here. So let's try to get our archers in a good enough position so that they are able to rain down death upon them, of course. And as a result, I think I may actually want to get my crossbow out and do a little bit of damage on the way here. So, come on. Oh my goodness, I really thought that was a hit. No, that is terrible. Okay, come on, take that guy out. Really? They're going straight for me, how dare you? Well, I suppose I am technically the most important unit on the battlefield, although I probably wouldn't say that myself, yes. Oh no, okay. Oh, we seem okay. Our crossbowmen are doing an excellent job, as usual. And it appears that we have a huge amount of enemy units over there. We do need to be cautious. This appears to be a similar layout to the previous fief, where we had that issue fighting in the courtyard, and that fellow appeared to have gotten stuck behind a barrel. So, yes, I suppose we did him a favor there. Now, I am going to be moving our crossbowmen down here, and hopefully they will be just as effective shooting from below as they are shooting from above. And I am going to stand up here and hopefully get a couple of headshots. That will increase our proficiency rather nicely, I hope. And, oh, it appears that I am not being too successful at the moment. Well, I am getting used to this, and it would help if I could actually see where the bolt is going, but unfortunately it appears that maybe it's traveling a little bit too fast for me to see. So let's just try and take out a couple of their archers so that I am not going to take too much retaliatory damage. Oh my, that guy's actually doing a pretty reasonable job at dealing damage to our units here. Yes, there we are, we finally took him out. Whoa. Now, the thing is, I can really imagine the amount of pain that would be suffered if you were to engage these fellows in a field battle. As one of you told me in a previous comment, you were most likely right about that, because as you can probably tell, they all have mounted units, and I can imagine fighting them on a field of battle would be absolutely excruciating in terms of how much damage they are able to do and how much damage they're able to avoid as well, because of course they move so fast and they're able to do damage from afar. So this is going to be one of these times where we really want to fight them in a siege rather than fighting them in open combat. We seem to have the better force for sieging, at least. And it appears that they are just going to continue streaming their units in here. Our elite reach crossbowmen are doing absolute work down there. Very nice indeed, as you can see. They seem to be shooting as many bolts as I've shot in my entire life. in this particular series at least, and they're actually being rather successful in comparison as well, so do not embarrass me, fellows. Well, it appears they have already done just that, but nevertheless, they are now actually getting a little bit of damage from the enemy's units. They appear to be striking back at us with their archers that have just appeared, and I have 2 more bolts remaining. So there we are. That is the last bolt, and let's make it a headshot. No. Well, let's make it a kill anyway. That is okay. That's fine. That is not too bad. Okay, well, I think I will be staying out of the fray for the last 50 enemies. I would not like to get taken out at this point. That would be a little bit of a shame. But I will be standing next to our elite reach crossbowmen so that we can see the absolute grandeur that they produce from their crossbows right here. Look at this guy right here. He has a javelin sticking in his chest and he is still firing away. Look at that guy. I'm actually just going to face my back to the archers for a moment just so that we can actually see a close-up of him. Look at that fellow. That guy is a trooper, and no doubt he is an example to the rest of them. Oh my goodness, this guy appears to have a similar affliction, as you can see. A javelin in the abdomen. That must hurt. And oh my goodness, no! We actually lost one. Oh well, I suppose it was his time. I think he was knocked unconscious. I hope he was knocked unconscious. I would be very disappointed if he was killed, because that guy is a war hero. Oh yes. Well, there we are. We have succeeded and gained 14 renown as a result. And we took out 432 units, 78 personally taken out by Elias, and 7 by Brynden, which is also not too bad. So we will be taking every single one of these rescued prisoners. This was actually worth it, much more than the previous feast, because they had a huge amount of prisoners to take. So now I've actually gotten above 125 units, which is almost unheard of in this particular time, where we are attempting to take over the entirety of the Valantine's territory. So there we are, that will be fine. We have a couple of knights, but they appear to die rather fast when they get up the ladders, which is never a good sign, I suppose. Okay, so as you can see, our money is not exactly great, and wow, we've actually just been awarded a champion, Dothraki Corsa. That is actually not as good as what we are currently using in terms of armor and HP, but I will be taking it nevertheless because maybe one of our companions would like to use it at some point. And what else do we have here? I think we can probably let our companions loot the rest. There we are, that sounds great. Okay, so now one of you did state in the comments that you would think it would be a better idea for us to give Belakwo some more fiefs so that he can more adequately defend our lands from that vassal that decided that he would raid the village of Harlaw. So I will be doing that as soon as I am able to get back to Valon, or indeed Valantis itself, so that we can speak to hopefully our Chancellor. I'm not entirely sure if we can do that. I think maybe only our home city will be able to award fiefs in that manner. So yes, I will be having this for myself. Well, eventually I will be deferring the appointment of Lord for now, of course, so that we can get an automatic garrison. But yeah, there we are. 7,000 dinars, we will be splitting that with Belakwo. And it actually appears that this is a marketplace itself, so let us hopefully be able to buy a few pieces of bread and some fine fruit and grain. I do like to buy a wide variety of foodstuffs, but unfortunately sometimes the shop in question does not have what you would require. So yes, I do. Oh, I don't actually have enough money. That is really embarrassing. Okay, maybe I should sell the kettle hat. Should I sell the kettle hat? Maybe. I don't know whether I want to be honest. Yes, okay, we'll sell the kettle hat, why not? And then we'll just take it like that. Okay, so that sounds fine. And no crossbows. Well, we already have a rather nice crossbow, but I was hoping maybe we could find a better one, but I think this is pretty reasonable. So I will be heading into the tavern. Hopefully we will be able to find a ransom broker or... Oh, yes. Wow. There's a ransom broker already. That is wonderful. Okay. So, I want to sell all the prisoners. 300 coins for 7 prisoners. Okay, well, I suppose that is fine. And anyone else here that we should speak to? It appears not. I was hoping that we could find the unsullied fellow, but I don't actually have enough money to be able to even recruit one of them. Well, I can recruit one of them, but yes, that would be a little bit pointless, I think. But yes, we do now have 2,000. Oh, we do actually have 2,000. So we could actually recruit some of those fellows in the tavern. That would be wonderful. So let's try to do just that. Ransom broker. A sellsword halberdier. I would like to get these fellows. They're usually very good. Sellsword swordsman. Shall we? Oh. Okay. Is he just going to join us for free? That would be wonderful. Oh well, nevertheless, I will now be heading over... Oh my. I was not aware that Valisar was the only fief remaining. Well, as we know, I believe Valisar is garrisoned with... Well, I would think around 430 units, because this one was similar in that way. So, are we able to do that? I think we probably do need to rejuvenate, rest up, and have a bit of relaxation in the tavern before we head on. So, I will be ending this episode off here after we have leveled up Berengar. So, I will be leveling up his strength a little bit more and power strike, hopefully make him a little bit more deadly, and then level up some of his one-handed and two-handed weapon proficiency. That sounds good to me. So anything else that we can give to him? He is using an arming sword. However, I could give him a tempered arming sword, which would probably be rather nice. So that is great. He is using a champion destrier, of course. And is there anything else? Do we want to give him a two-handed? Do we? Do we want to give him a two-handed? Probably not. He doesn't really have a very high proficiency in it yet. And also, I think the tempered arming sword is going to be good enough for him, so that seems fine. And there we are. So we have leveled him up. That is great. So, next time on Clash of Kings, we are going to be heading over to Valisar and eliminating the Valantines from the game. Or at least I hope so. I'm not entirely sure, but I do not believe they own any other fiefs in this land. And then it will be a rather nice time, because we can have a little bit of peace and we can head over to, where is it now? There it is, Illyrios Manse, which is apparently a location that many of you want me to visit. So I will be going over there after we have sieged this, and indeed awarded Blackwose some fiefs as well. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.